I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. All right. Thanks for waiting. All right. First thing on our agenda, we have approval of minutes, public and non-public, from February 11th. If I can get a motion on that.
I'll make a motion to approve the minutes from February 11th, both public and non-public.
Okay.
Second.
All right, Daniel seconds. Any comments, questions on these? Look good to me. Cameron, I use your minutes as an example at work of like, if you want to learn how to take good minutes, here's a good example of some minutes. Yeah, it helped my coworker a lot, so thank you. All right, everybody good? All right, all those in favor of approval of minutes, public, non-public, of February 11th, signify by saying aye. Aye. All opposed, abstentions. All right, public comment. Public comment right now, and then we'll do again after the art presentation, and then again at the end of the night. All right. The floor is yours for your presentation.
Great, thank you. We're not blocking anyone.
Yeah.
So, hello, I'm Bess French, the art teacher here at the high school, and this is Silas Chakowski, who has offered to stay late today, a long, long day, to help just talk about the student perspective from some of the things we do in the art program. So basically, this is just good news. Like, good news, we're gonna keep it short, because I know you have a lot to go through. So do you wanna start? So we're just coming off this amazing moment of winning 3 awards at the Ava show on Friday night. So I think, and I have to check because they haven't sent out the list, but we won the most awards of any of the schools. There were 14 high schools. And it's also amazing because there's one of me, and some of these schools have 4 art teachers. Oh. So it speaks to just the quality of the work that the students are doing and just what we have here. Now it's based on the jurors, so that could be different every year, but it was fantastic. And did we skip one, or this is? No, yeah. So also Ava did a promo video, and it's all of our students' work. So if you go to their Instagram page, there's a really nice video, and it's just highlighting most of our students' work. So that was great. And I just put in what won. So this is Sarah Wilson, who got an honorable mention for drawing. This is all stippling, so this is all just a million tiny dots. And Rory, this is all tiny, tiny collage pieces. And this won best in category, so that's the highest award. And this is Silence's. And what was this was honorable mention in?
Photography.
Yeah. Yeah.
Wow.
Yay.
Weren't you on a school trip when you took that photo?
No, I was with that one.
Oh, okay, that's what I thought.
So this is just what we're going to talk about tonight. We are just, and a lot of this is super brief, but just what we offer here at Mascoma, the improvements we've made over the past few years, field work, which is an integral part to what we're doing here, our Artists in Residence program, some future goals, and then the Arts Week that's happening in June. Okay, so here's just some of the artwork that's been happening. These are really bright ones. And we usually go glass blowing in Marlborough, New Hampshire, so some of the upper level students get to learn how to glass blow, but these are they are making them themselves, which is amazing. So beautiful. There's Joe just working away. Yeah. Okay, so right now we offer Art Concepts, which is the intro art class that most 9th graders take. It's half a year now. It used to be a full year. But that way more students can take it, and then they can advance on to the upper level art classes. So right now we have drawing, painting, ceramics. Junior, senior studio is the only year-long art class, and then AP and portfolio are intertwined with a year-long if students want to do that. And I would like to offer more, but it's only me, so I can only teach so many things. So I think a little bit later on in the slideshow, I'm thinking about maybe rotating, so I could have sculpture 1 year, printmaking another year, just to get some other offerings. Okay, so this is a lot. So I'll just highlight a few of these, and I can share this with you if you're interested. So we switched from all, when I started here, I think in 2021, it was all year-long art classes, but a lot of the enrollment was quite low. So by switching to half-year, it gets students who don't want to commit to a year-long art class, just be like, yeah, I'll try art, and that's been really successful. So all of my art concepts are usually fully booked, 18 to 20 students, so that's fantastic. Then I focused on trying to develop a real ceramics program here because that didn't exist. And we have a new kiln. We're trying to go through and replace all the old pottery wheels. So now we have 2 new pottery wheels, which is fantastic. We have a slab roller that we didn't have before. We have a wedging table we didn't have before. We have a new venting system, still has to be installed, but that's awesome. We got the pug mill last year, so now we can recycle our clay. So it means that we don't have to buy as much clay because we're constantly recycling it. And we got a gorgeous new printing press this fall, which students are just loving. And we are offering Arts Pathway Diploma this year, so students who meet certain criteria can graduate with a distinction in the arts, which I'm really happy about. Do you want to talk about fieldwork?
Yeah, sure. So we were able to take a couple of field trips this year so far. We've done many before. Actually, we've done quite a few. I did not attend the Museum of Art at Durham College, so I can't necessarily speak on that one necessarily. But I did go to the Hall Art one. That one was a really cool one. There was a lot of interactive things. They had us writing about all the paintings we saw and like how the artists interpreted. I think a lot of the students got fired up at some points because there was some artwork that really inspired them to think and had their own views on it.
Let's go to the next one because I think there's more hall photos too. Yeah, here we go.
There was I guess a residence photographer for the Hall Art program that was there, and she took these photos of us during our This was a big.
And they actually used those photos for their promos, which was really cool to advertise because they want to have more high schools going to the hall. It's in Reading, Vermont, so it's close.
So Seth and I have been doing a lot of stuff with photography and like film developing and stuff like that. And Ms. French asked us to come in and teach the junior and senior seminar, right?
Studio class,
Studio. How the development process works, how the things. So we had a couple extra cameras and a bunch of film, and we just went out. And then we were doing a field trip of it. There's a Vermont Center of Photography. We went over there, and they showed us their processes. And there was, I think, they had this huge art show that was going on. It was actually an auction for all these photos and artwork pieces. It was really cool to see, both analog and digital. I think a lot of them were analog, which was very interesting.
You like that photo? Is that what you're laughing
Yeah,
at?
yeah, yeah.
I know, I love that.
What did you get?
Yeah, so while we were there, Seth and I were talking about getting like a larger foot school, because within the part of the BCP, they have what they call is a camera first store, I guess you could say. And so they get the cameras donated and they resell them, and the profits go towards the Vermont Center of Photography. And so while we were there, Seth and I were talking about like actually purchasing one of these. And so while we were talking to one people, and they ended up giving it to us for free. And so they had us wrap up and like extra lenses and bulbs and a special tray that holds all the
And I did not put the photo of him trying to like get it on the bus, like get it on, which was also hilarious. Yeah, so
That's
that
awesome.
that was a great day.
It was very exciting.
Yeah, and then I don't think you went to this one, but every year we go to Colby Sawyer College, and my friend John Keenan is the head of the ceramics program there, and we do an outdoor raku firing. Here he's doing a demo for all of our students about throwing on the wheel. He speaks fluent Japanese. He's an expert in raku, so for us to be able to go there every year, I'm like, thank you so much. And the students eat in the dining hall. They tour all the art galleries, so it's a really great experience. Here's just more glass blowing photos of our students making things. That's a very exciting one. Okay, so artists in residence, a lot of work to get the people and to do everything to make it happen. But we had Spencer McLeod come and do the mural that's up in that hallway, which we'd like to move to the CAF. We're trying to figure out, because you need to be further back from it to see it. But this was an amazing experience for students. They really loved Spencer. And he's gone on to do murals for Nike and all sorts of big names. So that's cool. And then we had Cindy this fall, which was totally a different experience, but working with glass. We're trying to start a glass program here, so this was a nice segue into that if it does happen. And the mosaic is now up in the sort of, I don't know what you call that, it's like an airlock when you come in to get buzzed into the school. It's kind of up high. There it is. So it's Mount Cardigan and then the natural sort of creatures around it. And you already know this, but we've brought back the literary magazine, Literary and Art magazine, which is fantastic. And that's a nice sort of bridging of art and working with the Writers Guild. And we're starting this month to meet again about the next version of that. We have a vibrant art club that, you know, kids come and go from it. Sometimes they won't come when they have theater performances, but we do a lot of different activities, some for the community, some just fun activities. Yeah. That meets after school. So we have annual events. This is just sort of the list of things that we try to do. This year we've had more visits from colleges, and next Friday we're going to NEC in Henniker to tour that, and they're going to do a workshop for us there. We're trying to always build community connections, so Chief Neely came to us and said, could one of your students design the patch, the new logo for the Enfield Fire Department? So we do have a student who's working on that, kind of did a prototype, so tomorrow when he comes with all the other first responders, he's going to meet with her about it. We always do the tiny art show with the Enfield Library, but I'm working with Kate to start a rotating exhibit of our artwork at the new space, which will be fantastic. And we've done things like the Canaan Hardware Store mural, students painted those. We work with Replay Arts from White River on a lot of different things. Okay, future goals. Okay. So we want to try to do the Glassworks class. We'll see if that happens. Students are excited for that. Rotating some different classes. I've started getting work together because we want to have an online art gallery that parents or community can just see, and it's linked to our website, so that will be happening. I'd love to get more display panels, so as our exhibit gets bigger and bigger, there are more of those nice panels up in the lobby. And, oh, this is an interesting thing. I'm finding a lot of students want to take pre-college classes and they can't afford them. So Mecca, who came this fall, Maine College of Art and Design, their summer portfolio prep, of which we have students who want to go, is $5,000. So these are expensive programs, but they're amazing and they're life-changing. They're a gateway into your career. But I'd love to try to figure out how to make a scholarship so that we could say, don't worry about the money. Like, if you get in, you can go. So that's just something, if anyone knows how I could create something like that. I'm just seeing the need for that. Okay, and then the last thing is we are doing our Arts Week. This week, for the first time, we always have a spring art show, which usually happens the same time as the spring concert. And all the art programs will be here this year. This week is when all the musical concerts will be. The AV Club is doing different activities that week, and I think I have art students that are going to do activities too. So it should be a really fun, awesome week to just celebrate the arts and get a lot of the community in here that week. Oh, empty bowls. Yeah. Mr. Jarvis is doing empty bowls, so it should be a lot of people here, a lot of awesome things happening. Is that my last slide? Yeah. So are there questions? Anything you're thinking about
any questions
that you want to ask me? Or Silas?
I mean, I think this is a great recap of what's going on, and I don't know if all of the slides, but I would suggest, this would be something that would be great for the website or Facebook or incorporating into the district's monthly newsletter, especially because our board goals included a focus on the arts. I think this would be a really great showcase that ties in with that direction and really gives a taste, especially to people who don't have kids here at the high school, what is out there, and especially the connections to both in-school and out-of-school learning opportunities through co-curricular clubs and community involvement, and thinking proactively about how to connect kids with their passionate interest in things that they might like to study down the road. I think all of those are really fit well with kind of the strategic design that we've had, and this is just a great example of playing to student strengths and interest in the way that we want to showcase them.
Yeah, thanks. And that's why I want to put it all in one spot, because I know Tina will put things out, but I don't think it always shows the breadth and the depth of what we're doing.
Well, I mean, it's hard because you're like, you're tucked down in the corner there, and you're just like, what's going on down there? But like we walk by there, and I see all the cool stuff, and this is a really nice recap of like everything all in one package. One place that I will endorse for a visit, it's not that far away. It's just as close as Boston, is Mass MOGA.
Oh, I love Mass MOGA.
I would fully support you. Take them for a whole day, get up early, go down. But that's I've been there several times, and that's awesome.
Yeah, I mean, I've been going there since it began. It's my favorite. It's my favorite. But I just wondered, like, from here, it's 2 hours
like
one way.
Yeah, it's like
That's near Williams.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's North Adams, Mass.
But I mean, I would love to take them there.
Yeah, we go to Boston. I mean, we send students to Boston. It's just as far, so
okay.
no reason to think for next year.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, this is cool. Anyone else on the board? Any other comments?
No, I remember first coming on the board and seeing that Mascoma, that was one of their strengths. I would have said it was the art department, but clearly, you guys have just taken it and run with it. And
yeah, well, it's the students. I mean, they're just
I go to the AVA thing frequently, and I didn't go this year.
Well, and it's still up for a month, so through, and Tim, thank you so much for coming. That was amazing. So please swing in there and see it, and it's
and Mascoma is always strong there.
Yeah, all of our kids' stuff is in the first room, right on your right when you go there.
We got prime real estate going in there. Yeah, we got like right when I was like, what is happening? This is amazing. So
Anyone from the public? Any comments?
Congratulations to Silas.
Yes.
It's outstanding. Nice job.
I just want to say AVA is free, so
There you go.
go. It's always cool spot. I love being in high school.
yeah,
Thank you both.
thank you so much. Yeah, thanks for having us.
Check with the Couch Foundation
It's wrong.
about grants,
Like
which is hypotherm, the Couch Foundation.
Oh,
yeah.
Okay. Yeah, that's what I need is just some
Yeah,
local who would want to help. Yeah, get a walkout.
Cool.
Well, thank you so much.
Thank you.
We'll take a walk.
All right. All right, public comment, you guys all good? All right. Cool. Next thing on our agenda, we'll table the student rep report. She's not here. Superintendent's report.
You do have my very brief written report in your packet. Basically just reminding people that we are, even though we're back from break, we are in an area of high illness, as you can hear from my lovely voice today. So just so parents know, school nurses have been proactive in sending out information. We've got the cleaning crews working with disinfecting practices, much like we had during COVID. And hopefully we'll be able to open windows soon and move things on. And finally, I just want to send to both Hope and Danielle a very big thank you for the work that you've done on behalf of the students and staff here in the district. You've been champions for children in public schools, and for that we greatly appreciate you. Hopefully I got your gifts in the right order, so if they're swapped around,
Blame that on the date
and
roll.
we'll figure that out. But,
Where are they?
thank you. You want to see them open too?
Yeah.
Yeah, let's
Sure,
open
there
them.
you go.
Let's open them.
Yeah.
That's a great idea. I like that.
I guess that's one way to find out.
Yeah.
They're so pretty.
You can thank Martha for that. She has the skill there.
That's a key. Oh, my. Oh, my gosh.
Good, I got the green.
All right.
There we go. I love it.
I like
Your
that.
chalice.
Very
No,
nice.
I need it. I
Perfect. Thank you. Yes, those are
Thank you
nice.
very much.
Thank you for taking that, Amanda
Thank you every time.
and Martha.
I think you more than earned
That's
it.
great.
Martha's on that stuff.
Yeah,
I put something else in it.
That's okay.
Love it.
very nice.
Thank you.
Anything else, Amanda?
I don't have anything
All
else.
right, cool. Yeah, you don't sound so hot, so.
Well, it's just a little walking the room there for the crowd, so.
Everybody on vacation, I thought, took time to get better, but I guess not.
No,
No.
it didn't work.
All right, business administrators report. How's it going, Michelle?
It's going good, thank you. So you've got my report. It's a little lengthy tonight because I did go into detail about the MS-27 because I know that was brought up
Yeah,
about the warrant articles. So hopefully I won't read into it too much here, but it does go over why the warrant articles are listed, that they do not contribute, to the local taxes. So it explains it hopefully pretty well. And in the packet, I do have the MS-27. It's revised, which does show the state education tax grant, which was not on there. So you will see the amount of taxes to be raised is updated to the 23,
okay.
327, 618.
Can I add one thing to that?
Sure.
So, it's a glitch in the DRA system that it says type it here, but it won't let you type it there. So you have to export the form to either Word or Excel so that you can type it in there. If you look back through all the annual reports, you'll see it was in there last year,
Yep,
but I didn't have it in there the year before.
yeah,
So it's like in sometimes and not in, and it's the adequacy grant, adequacy.
Yeah.
So it's subject to change anyway.
right.
So it's just an
Thank
estimate.
I have a note to remember next
But it's
year.
not,
Report
you
it,
wouldn't,
go back in.
you wouldn't know that if you didn't know that.
Having had to deal with state forms that are on, I know exactly what you're talking about. They're not current, like they're not
Yeah. Type
modernized.
here, yeah.
Anyway, sorry, go ahead, Michelle.
That's okay. So that's what I did. I exported it.
Very
I
nice.
updated it so we at least have a revised printed copy, even though it's not in the annual report. What else do I have on here? You'll also find in your packet the donations for outstanding lunch balances. This is just a plan moving forward if we have donations towards the lunch balances, so it'll be more clear how we will process those. So it's not just going to go towards anyone who has a balance. We'll do those needy families
Yeah.
first.
This is good. Thank you for coming up with this guidance on donation with lunch balances.
Does the board have to approve this?
Yeah, that's what I was gonna ask.
Yeah.
Is this just your work plan and
Like your process.
like your process,
Yeah,
right?
Procedure.
Procedures, because we already have a policy that says that, probably says that they will come up with a plan. Is that what it is? I mean, we can look at it and then formalize this
Yeah.
going forward, like if we need to,
Okay.
I think, but yeah.
Yeah, I think you could put it as a,
Dash
a
out.
dash R, yeah.
Yeah.
We have that with a few others, so.
Yeah, we can look at that, and if we determine we need to do that, we can add that as a
But this
policy.
is a good start. This is
Yeah,
the
I
basis.
like
Yeah.
this, this is awesome.
Thank you.
Anyway, anything else? All right, any other questions for Michelle?
I do think just in case Mr. Jetty, who did ask that
Oh, yeah.
question about the $375,000 is on, do you want to go into that a little bit?
The warrant
The
article.
warrant article balance?
Yeah, I read what you wrote. and
Yeah, I'm going to try to pick out where it really explains.
Offsetting revenues and credits reduce the tax impact. Is that part? The district applies revenue sources like state aid, grants, and unencumbered fund balance to help pay for these appropriations.
Yeah.
And when an unencumbered fund balance is used to fund a warrant article, that article still appears on the MS-27 as an appropriation, but then in another part, you have a credit for that amount.
Right.
And that's why it looks so weird, because that credit is not on the same page. Is that
Exactly.
basically, I mean, that's what I'm reading from this.
So for the teacher and me, because I had to delve into this a little bit,
Yeah.
because I was as confused as Mr. Jetty. So if you're looking at the annual report and you're on page 12, and this is specifically what he pointed out to us, because there's a line that says special warrant articles, and it's the total 375, which is the total that we wanted. And that total is indeed added on to the total amount of 30 million.
Because it's an appropriation.
Yeah, because it's there.
Right.
So what we didn't understand was when you go a page before that onto page 11, you would see that there is, we're making, what are we making here, Deb? We're making the estimated revenues and credits. And in that line 9998 has $375,000.
There it is.
So there's the 375 added in as a revenue, but then it's also on page 12 added in as the special warrant article.
Got it.
So they made us add it in, but then they took it out as a credit.
Well,
So
because
it washes
it's
out.
amount voted from fund balance.
Right.
So
We-
if fund
some of us-
balance isn't there,
You're
it
not gonna
doesn't
do it.
happen.
Right.
Right.
It doesn't
Right.
happen, yeah.
So it is in there, but it's also taken out.
Yeah.
So
It's a
I
lot.
just want to make sure that if Mr. Jetty is watching, or if other people that were following this are watching, or go back and watch the video, that they'll see that we did do our homework on this, and it's in the two different places.
This conversation will replay in my head next year, deliberative session, when somebody brings up the question again, and I'll be like, oh,
Yeah.
what's that
So
mean?
now we know, we go back a page and we find it.
Go back a page, that's right.
It's also added in the
Have an
special.
appendix and look.
Yeah, I know, you should have a version of the forms with like little sticky
Arrows.
note graphics that said,
Oh,
By
I
the
will
way-
read this one. This one's gonna be in the spring.
All right, I'm glad, thank you for explaining that, and now that's on the record, and then that way we have some explanations there, so. All right,
It's a
That's-
brain teaser.
yeah. Any updates from Butler's Bus about drivers?
No updates.
No updates yet, okay. All right. Up next, for new business, we have Teacher Appreciation Week approval. And I'll go back to that. So you see in your packet, there's an order form for some pins, custom lapel pins, right?
Yeah, it's been a while since we've done pins for teachers.
Yeah.
They're always well received, worn on a lot of the lanyards. So this year we looked at doing that again. Sort of a refresh of the vision, mission statement, a reminder, build the path you want to take. I think that has, it's been a few years out. We were super
Yeah.
proud of that when we did that. But the Mascoma Inspires, just kind of bringing it back to the forefront again.
Mm-hmm.
So we are looking at those.
Very nice.
there.
All right. I'll entertain a motion to approve Teacher Appreciation Week gifts in the amount of, you just want to say up to $1,800?
yeah,
Yep, that would be-
All right.
make a motion that we approve the Teacher Appreciation Week items in the amount up to $1,800.
I'll second.
Okay, discussion on that. And this is for the end of year, for
A Teacher
Teacher Appreciation
Appreciation
Week.
Week, which is, I don't know, May-ish.
Oh, yeah, that's, we do
I
this.
appreciate teachers every day.
I know, that's
I
hard,
don't
we
need
do.
a week for it.
I just- All right.
And are there two versions of the pin, or just still trying to figure out the artwork part?
I personally like the V2. I think there are two versions, so if you guys wanted to pick one,
I like the V2.
I like B2.
can we pick a V2?
So I have a question. There's no year on the pin. Is that intentional?
Mhm.
We could add one, but I don't think we necessarily thought about it either way.
That might make them like collectibles. Like,
Yeah.
ooh, I was here in 2025, like that might make them more, as you get them more and change them up, like,
Yeah. that's
like
not
the
a bad idea.
Destination Imagination pins when they go on their things, they always get new
Can't
pins
wait.
every year. when they
I'm
do
not
it.
sure we've even thought about that.
That's great.
And if it's too busy around the circle, you consider putting it sideways, like on one of the straights of the M.
Yeah, a little 25.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, just to sneak it into the design there without
Gotcha.
mucking up the
Yeah,
outer part.
cool. Any other questions, comments? All right, all those in favor of approving up to $1,800 for Teacher Appreciation Week, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
All opposed, abstentions. All right. Up next, we have a request for transfer of funds from the Accreditation Capital Reserve in the amount of $38,1408 for representative stipends. Entertain a motion?
Motion that we approve the transfer of $3,814.08 from the Capital Reserve Fund for, yes, representative stipends as presented.
Okay,
I'll second.
all right. Any further discussion on that? Any questions from the board? Anything you want to else? Sorry. So how early in this process are we starting? Or how early in the process are we?
Well, the processes seem to drag on to me forever, and I think we're in 27. Danielle, is that what you gave?
It's
for-
27, but there's a visit this fall,
Yeah.
so.
And with COVID and everything else, we were a tiny bit behind in getting some of the recommendations taken care of. So the two people that we do stipend to do this work have been instrumental here at the high school in moving it forward. There's a lot of committee work that needs to be done, a lot of stakeholder input that we need to gather. So, we look like we should be in okay shape, but that is because we have stipended in a couple of teachers to do a lot of this work to help out.
Cool. All right. Any further comment? Questions? All those in favor of approving transfer of funds from Accreditation Capital Reserve in the amount of $38,1408 signify by saying aye. Aye. All opposed? Abstentions? All right. Well, we thank those teachers for their work on this. It is very important to everybody, and I'm glad we have a good team. All right, up next we have the draft of the audit. I have a physical copy that I have to sign, but this was in your packet. Entertain a motion to accept the audit as presented, and then we can discuss.
Make a motion that we accept the draft FY24 audit report. Is it called a report?
Report, yeah.
Yeah, as presented.
All right,
I'll second.
okay. Any questions on this? I looked at it electronically, so this is the first time
Do
holding
you
it
see it in
physically.
yours? We don't have it in our packet, but
What?
It's not printed, it's only on it's electronic.
it's on the electronic.
Yeah.
Right?
You want to look at a paper copy?
No, I had trouble downloading the electronic, but then Martha sent me another one and I noticed it was there. I just haven't opened it.
I'm happy to share this hard copy with anyone that would like.
Are there
to.
any top level findings or anything like that that we need to know about?
It looks really good, and right here on their checkbox, it, question A, summary of audit differences, it's like not applicable, all misstatements, if any, have been corrected, it looks good, so there's no unadjusted audit differences. Yeah, it looked really good, and I know this is a lot of work for you guys there in the office, and I appreciate all the hard work that you all did for this.
Michelle, is this your first year doing it fully through? Yeah, good job.
Yeah. So this is publicly available for anybody. They can, I'm sure it'll be on our website and stuff. So, all right. Any further comments? All those in favor of accepting the audit report as presented, signify by saying aye. Aye. All opposed? Abstentions? All right. Okay. So we got 3 of them for second readings up here.
Make a motion that we approve for second reading and adoption, policy BBAB, roles and duties of the board chairperson, policy BBBF, student school board members, and policy DAF, administration of federal grant funds.
Second.
Okay. And I don't believe we changed anything since the first reading on these. On the other one that we pulled, I'm still doing some research on that, on like when we have a vacancy. I pulled up our original charter with the state, and so I'm looking, and we'll be talking to Peter, I'm sure, or Will Phillips, actually, probably.
We'll start with Will.
We'll start with
He's cheaper.
Yeah, he's cheaper. Yeah. We'll start with Will, and then we'll figure out how to write that up in there, but we'll get that going. So, all right. Any further comments on that? All those in favor of second reading and adoption, policy BBBB, BBBF, and DAF, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
All opposed? Abstentions? All right, so we've got a couple
First
firsts.
readings, and they are,
Yeah.
This one.
yeah. All right, so we'll jump around a little bit here. Make a motion that we approve the first reading, policy BEDB, agenda preparation and dissemination, policy BEDC quorum, policy BDD board superintendent relationship, policy BDD-R1 board superintendent relationship procedures. And that's it for this batch.
Yes.
Yeah.
A second.
Okay. So for first reading, first one is on agenda preparation and dissemination. Oddly enough. And this is just an update. We last looked at this in 22.
Yeah, this one's really there as a reference. Because we have so many that are sort of soar in the land of the lost right now as
Yeah.
far as policies go. So a lot of the policies that you're also seeing to be rescinded are already incorporated into the EDD.
All right. Well, no wonder our agenda is so strict. It's written right in the policy. That's great. Mm-hmm.
I mean, I think it's good that we still, that we have multiple public comments and comments after, after presentations, although I do not see in the agenda format section a place for presentations, which we do,
Yeah.
but it's not in here. I mean, could we add it in there with a designation to say, like, if needed,
Yeah,
or
after-
as needed, or something to that effect?
After the first public comment, yeah, insert, presentations as needed, and then after that, public comment as needed.
Yeah.
Public comment on the presentation.
Yes. Yeah.
Because that matches what we do, right?
Yeah.
I like this because I go to many other public meetings and they do not follow the same format from meeting to meeting, and it's
Yeah.
very herky-jerky, so
Yeah.
I appreciate this. All right, any questions on agenda setting? And to do so, like, how many days in advance, and blah, 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 blah. Blah, 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 blah. All right, next one on there is BDD.
BEDC.
BEDC, forum, sorry. There we go. So this is a much more updated version because the one that we have is 23 years old. And if you'll see on the next page, your next page is like 3 sentences long. This is good because it takes into account emergency meetings. It takes into account when we have people participating remotely, but it does say that we have to follow the RSA around quorums, which does that we can't change that. So yeah, I don't have any other comments on this one. Anybody else on this one?
My only question was around, under participating electronically from a remote location. Got Skype in there. If we're including whether or not you want to include specific brand names, if we are, Skype needs to be capitalized.
Oh, I would take that out
But I
and
would
say
take it
video
out.
conferencing.
Yes.
Yeah, I think that's a good idea.
Yeah.
I don't want to come back and take pager out here again.
Right. Yeah, and then it allows for Google Meet, which
Yeah.
tends to be what we end up doing.
Yeah.
Quite a bit.
Maybe that someone, when they wrote this policy, they're trying to get Skype as a verb, which kind of is. but
Well, yeah. I
Zoom,
mean,
Skype, it all kind of
It
is.
is from 2017, so
Yeah,
it's
you're right.
a little
Funny.
old, but
Funny how
it's way
language-
newer than ours.
Yeah, I don't think any video conferencing was around in '94
No.
when this policy was first. But yeah, video conferencing.
Oh, sorry.
Good.
For the video conferencing or electronic meetings or whatever, do you want to include where it's a non-public that they have to be alone or, that?
Let me see if this is it.
Number 2 says the member participating electronically must
Oh, yeah.
identify anyone present at the location that the member is voting from. But it doesn't say
Oh, yeah.
must be, member must be
Alone in
alone
room.
During
during
non-public?
during non-public.
Maybe at just
Yeah,
1
we
second?
can certainly add
Yeah.
that. Member must be confirm they're alone in the room during non-public sessions.
Must confirm their solitude.
Their solitude. They're
So
free.
it's all-
I'm writing that.
How about secured location.
Secure,
Yeah.
yeah.
Secure location.
Oh, come on.
I don't know, alone in a secure location sounds
Fortress
very-
of solitude. All by myself.
Well, there could be two of us in a secured location.
Alone
right.
in a secure location.
That's true. That's true.
But if we were both
Good
board
job.
members, we could be in the same room.
Oh,
That's
you
right.
Say,
So many options.
right.
Exhaust.
I know.
All right. Anything else on that one? All right. Sorry, I just signed the audit while I was thinking of it. All right. And
Now
then
it's
BDD,
BDD.
board superintendent relationship. We have not updated this one in 27 years.
Sure.
So might as well. Just review it. This is just a review, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Yep. All right. Yeah, and it gives us some guidance because at some point we will need to select a new superintendent at some point, and this helps us, you know. I'm sorry, man, you're not immortal.
Kind of like it here, but yeah. It's
You're not immortal, so, you know. It does give good guidelines for like when we choose superintendents and stuff, so. All right.
And the R is.
That's what I'm sorry, that is what I'm looking at,
Yeah,
yeah, sorry, the R, sorry.
That works.
Yes.
Yeah, he'll take care of it, gonna make it an elected position.
Yeah, that's right.
Oh,
Oh,
God.
God, don't do that.
Yeah.
You only need 4 of them to
What
stay.
the hell? I'm
Try
right.
getting aboard then.
Yeah, right. All right, those are all the first readings
Yes.
there. All right.
We can't do any of the decisions
No, not
until
until next
after.
time. So. All right, any other comments on any of those first readings? All right, so all those in favor of first reading, of exceptions for first reading, policy BEDB, agenda, preparation, dissemination. Policy BEDC, quorum. Policy BDD, board superintendent relationship. And policy BDD-R1, board superintendent relationship procedures. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
All opposed, abstentions.
All right.
All right.
Now, our final batch. It's motion that we approve for second reading and adoption, waiving the first reading on an emergency basis. Policy AC, non-discrimination, equal opportunity employment and anti-discrimination plan. Policy AC R2, non-discrimination, equal opportunity employment and anti-discrimination, annual notice of contact information. Policy ACA, discrimination and harassment grievance procedure. Policy ACAC, prohibition of sexual harassment, policy and grievance procedures. Policy ACN, accommodation of lactation needs. Policy GBAM, accommodation of pregnancy and related medical conditions personnel. Policy IHBCA, accommodation of pregnancy and related medical conditions students. And policy JJIC, eligibility for interscholastic athletics.
Second.
All right. And this is just a lot of updating it with new Title IX?
Updating it with old Title IX.
Yeah, that's what I mean, yeah, going back to 2020 Title IX, yep.
I will go through though, I do need to go through and just see if we've got any doubled up policies. I'm thinking JIE was pregnant students also, so I'll go through and take care of that. You don't have those listed.
Okay, yeah, I was
I'm
just like, wait, I
thinking
thought I
of-
saw
yeah.
one for pregnant students, but
Yeah, there
there's
is
different
pregnancy
ones.
for it,
related
but
conditions.
I just want to make sure that they're aligned. We have
Yeah.
not done that. This was sort of a, hey, get these out,
Yeah, yeah,
you know, real quick, as you guys know, that we do need to follow the 2020 versions.
2020 versions, they're not new, they're 2020 versions.
Yeah.
All right. All right, any further comment on those? All right, all those in favor of waiving first and adopting for and then waiving the first reading, moving through to approving the second reading and adoption. Policy AC, AC-R2, ACA, ACAC, ACN, GBAM, IHBCA, and JJIC. Signify by saying aye.
Aye.
All opposed, abstentions. All right, agenda items for next meeting. We have, it'll be our first one back after the vote, so it'll be 1 month from tonight. We will have committee reports. We will reorganize the election of officers. We'll have our regular old indemnification. We'll talk about the vote results. Looks like a PD newsletter, some staff nominations, and general assurances. So get to do a lot of reading out loud. My favorite. Anything else for next time? Enjoy your Tuesdays, by the way.
I've already started scheduling additional meetings.
Good,
so.
good. Oh, boy. All right, public comment.
Glad to see that there were 50 food boxes for the February, which is up from the Christmas one.
Good.
On the other side, sure would like to see some more scholarship applications for Friends of Mascoma.
On it.
Seeing
Yep.
as we've only gotten 6 so far, and we're halfway through the period.
When do they do? At the end of this third period?
31st.
March 31st? Yeah. Do you guys make do they make a poster for it that they can hang? Not that kids pay attention to posters. I don't know, any signage or anything like that, I'm not sure.
I would hope that maybe the guidance might do something like
Yeah,
that.
yeah.
I mean, we can't get the kids.
Yeah, I know.
It's up to you to get to the kids.
Yep.
It's up to us to give them the money.
Yeah.
We got the money, you get it.
We give you money, you give us application first.
Yeah, I understand, so. Yeah, maybe Tina can put that in her weekly newsletter.
I'm sure Tina's watching right now and putting something out.
I'm sure she's already on that. All right, go ahead.
Can I, since it's my
Yeah,
last
floor.
formal meeting, I've been thinking a lot about just the time, and I wanted to share my appreciation for both colleagues here on the board and for the staff and for the students and the families that and the community at large for. I think we may all come at some issues from different angles, but I think everyone has the best interest of our students in mind. And I think in this day and age, it's sometimes hard to keep that in mind. So there's been a lot in the last 4 terms, the last 12 years that I've been on this board, from going through the bond votes, getting the construction project completed and opened, the changes in school years to accommodate that, the pandemic, celebrating as a community, putting up banners in the gym and sending groups of students to regional and national competitions to see their, celebrating their accomplishments in different sorts of ways, and grieving together. As we've lost in my tenure, we've lost 3 sitting board members over that amount of time. We've had all sorts of fun stuff to deal with, from the threats over lunch ladies and
We did do that together.
and lots of things that are really important to this district, including several negotiated agreements to make sure that we're recruiting and retaining the best possible teachers and support staff. We've looked at apportionment as a community. We've reinvigorated the strategic planning process and gone through several cycles of that, for which I'm really proud to have been a part of. And we've had accomplishments at every single school in this district, from the last NEASC accreditation to the upcoming one, blue ribbon schools at CES and at EVS, and NELM's designation at the middle school. And so I think this community has a lot to be thankful for, and I'm happy to be part of it.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
Should run again. See that? You're gonna miss out.
Nope,
Should run again.
need a break.
I think you all have been really fun to work with, and I know you all care very, very much, and I would say that for the whole school community. And I'm very appreciative of the students and the teachers that work hard. And I came on, I think COVID hit, and so that was my first experience with it. So I'm glad it wasn't kind of
Right
deer
into
in
the
headlights,
fire.
but,
Right in, yeah.
but no, it's been great. Thank you all.
Are you 6? You did 2 terms, right?
Yeah.
So
Yeah,
6
6
years
years.
for you, 12 for Danielle. Wow.
Yeah, I just want to thank you both for all the time. That's 18 years between the 2 of you. It's committed to this board.
graduated.
You graduated. That's right. And you put a lot of hard work into this, and countless nights and hours and time, and you kept me on my toes, and you helped me chair of this board, and it's not going to be the same without you, and I'm just definitely going to miss you both. Thank you so much for everything you've given to this district. I really appreciate it for myself, so thank you. Cool, well, I don't have anything else to say. I don't know.
Yeah.
All right.
Thank you to both of you.
You're welcome.
All right, we do have personnel, resignations, and nominations right here, on here, and then we'll go into non-public after, so I'll entertain a motion on this green sheet.
We'll make a motion to go into non-public.
Oh, no,
For this one?
for this
Oh,
one,
I thought
yeah.
you wanted
Oh,
to-
sorry, and then I
sorry.
said, and then we will.
Oh, so, a motion to approve the nominations as presented.
Okay, I'll second that. All right, any discussion on these? Glad we found a track and field coach, all set for the middle school. All right. All right, all those in favor signify by saying aye. Aye.
Aye.
All opposed, abstentions? All right, and now we have non-public, right?
Yeah.
Sure do.
Okay.
Hiring and reputation.
Hiring and reputation, all right.
Make a motion that we go
Bye,
to
Dan.
non-public.
Okay,
Second.
and Kathleen seconds. All right, Danielle?
Yes.
Tim, yes. Kathleen?
Yes.
Hope?
Yes.
All right, we are in non-public. As
Hang on
soon as
a
I
second.
trust that Kamala turns off
Right on the
the
spot.
camera. I know.
Well,
Okay.
you know, we always need people on the budget committee.
That's,
And you can work for us now.
that's right.
You'll still
Want
see
to drive
me.
a school bus?
You'll see.
Yeah.